You'll have 5 minutes to do so.
Good evening, Council. My name is Steve Demers. I live at 25 Hartwell Terrace in Southbridge, and I come before the committee tonight on a police issue. First of all, what I'd like to do is I made some copies of the United States Supreme Court towards the police. It says, the police have no affirmative duty to protect us. This law was put in place in 1972 and was reaffirmed last year by Justice Roberts, sometimes late December. So I have a copy for each one of you that I'd like to pass around, because most of my speaking tonight will have being done towards the police department and the security of the town of Southbridge. I'd like to start off by saying I've lived at 25 Hartwell Terrace for roughly 15 years now. I've had 4 break-ins in the last 2 years, and 3 since January 17th of this year. They were able to catch the first person, whom I believe is the same as the second person and the third person. I have video surveillance on my home and all my property. I supplied the police department with the video surveillance. They therefore caught this person and are in the presence of prosecuting them. In February, and I don't know, can't tell you the exact date, which I probably should have been more prepared to bring it forward to you. I contacted the DA, the Assistant District Attorney from Dudley District Court, had called my house looking for information on what was going on. She was unaware of any video surveillance or anything, so I had explained to her that I had given the video surveillance to the police department. And she asked me very politely if I had time to go to the police department and see if I could retrieve that video and bring it up to her. And I told her I would absolutely do that. I went to the police department and nobody knew who was handling it. Meanwhile, to give them this video, I want to step back just 1 minute. To give them this video, I had to go out, because the video was so large, I had to go out and buy a $39 thumb drive to put this video on. So I go to the police station and I'm looking for the video to bring up to the court. Of course, the video is mine, so it should be released to me. I waited 3 days, nobody could find the video. Nobody finds the video today. So I recopied the videos and got that to the district attorney who's handling the cases. So a second time in February, we were violated again by a person coming into our yard, digging through our cars and walking around the yard. I then again, actually I did not. My tenant, Savannah Nicole, called and reported because she had left her purse in her car that night and had gotten her tax returns in that morning. She had worked a 14-hour shift as a waitress, and when she got home, she was tired. She forgot to lock her doors, and she left her purse on the passenger seat. $800 was in that purse. So we went through the video, and we found the video, and again, the police came to the house, they watched the video over my computer, and I made them a copy. The second copy, the DA has not seen. It has not been presented to her. She has called the police department, and they continue to say there is no second video. So again, just on the 17th of a week ago, last Friday, intruder came into the yard again, and we got it on videotape. I happen to have some friends in the Charlton Police Department, and I also have a very good friend who is a state trooper from Charlton, where I do my business. I have my business there. And he was very, very happy to look at the tapes and see what he could come out with it. And it was very simple for him, okay, because of the way the kid worked. And video number one, he had gloves on both hands, open the doors, but he would always take that left-handed glove off to fish around inside the cars, okay? Long story short, he believes that it's the same person that has done this. Now, I'm not talking just my house. I know 300 people who have filed complaints with the police department, and nothing has been done since the first of the year. I know another 200 people, at least, maybe more, that have not filed complaints.
Mr. Demers, just for a moment, you've hit the exceed the 5-minute mark. So we would just, if you want another 2 minutes, we can ask the council to vote. So I imagine
Please,
you do.
If you would, please.
Yep.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Did you say 300 people?
Yes.
300 people what?
Cars were broken into since January 17th of this year.
Okay. Well, we can give you time for questions in that sort of manner in just a moment. So we'll just we don't need a roll call for this. So all in favor of extending? Okay. Thank you. Go ahead.
Okay. So I forgot where I was. So anyway, this past Friday when we had the other intrusion, I let an officer come in the house, and I let him watch all 3 videos and went through all 3 videos. And he was certain that it was the same person. And again, nothing is done. I made 3 copies of this tape for the police department, for the district attorney, and for myself. The district attorney calls my wife on Friday, this past Friday, and asks my wife, do we agree with this sentence on this child? And he's a 16-year-old child, by the way. And she had no idea that this had continued to happen and hadn't seen any of the videos. I've been told Officer Ginkos, Detective Ginkos, has been handling the matter. But the most important part I want to get to before my 2 minutes is up is, listen, this is how it is. I lived in Southbridge all my life, okay? Between 12 o'clock at night and 2 o'clock in the morning, our cruisers, every single one of them, are rotating Central Street and Hamilton Street and down by Lazo's Cafe and down by the lounge. That's where they all are. They're not in the problem area. They know there's a problem in the Mechanic, Hartwell, Chapin, Williams, Elm Street, Everett Street. They know there's a problem there. It's consistent. It's every 3 or 4 weeks this person is hitting these areas. Now, if you come into town at 3 o'clock in the morning, what do you see? I've gone to the casino. I come back to town 3 o'clock in the morning. What do I see? I'll see a cop down sitting in his car in the AO parking lot down in Sandersdale. Or I come by the Southbridge Credit Union and I'll see 2 cruisers back and forth like this, talking to each other back and forth. Who's patrolling the streets? Who's looking for this? My nephew, Friday and Saturday night this week, started at 2 o'clock in the morning and walked Hartwell, Chapin, Dresser, Williams, Forest Ave, in Marcy Street, and Elm Street. Not one cruiser went by him. In 2 nights, not one cruiser. And I have a lot more to say, but I don't want to take up your time all night. But I give you this, not to read right now, but I give you this to read maybe when you get home, so you will better understand what the law is as far as police protecting you, me, and any other citizen in Massachusetts, or in the country, for that matter. This here will tell you that the Supreme Court tells you that the police have no right to protect you whatsoever. No right to protect you. So what is your option to protect yourself and your family? If the Supreme Court tells you that the police department does not have to protect you, what recourse do you have?
Mr. Demers,
You have one.
your extra two.
One more second.
Sure.
You have one recourse, and that's to protect yourself. You must buy a gun, you must have it on your nightstand, and you must protect yourself.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Councilor Carrasco?
Yeah, just as a point also to what Mr. Demers has said today, I also was vandalized, and they came to my home and broke into my car also. So I am aware of what's happening in our neighborhood. It is something that is very scary. I have myself put motion lights, done different things to my property to also provide extra surveillance, because that is happening in our neighborhood.
As have I.
Any other
I was
questions?
also vandalized.
Any other questions?
I don't know if you grew up here, but I was too.
Thank you, Mr. Demers.